Trump administration has deployed more than 100 members of California's National Guard to Oregon this weekend. Oregon's governor says that deployment appears to be an effort to go around a judge's ruling blocking President Trump from calling up the Oregon Guard directly.
The moment I saw that old man burning that American flag, that tells me everything about some of the people, or I don't know how many people would think that it's okay to burn the American flag.
A White House spokesperson said President Trump, quote, exercised his lawful authority to respond to what they claim are violent riots and attacks. The judge who blocked the Oregon call-up said the White House claims are not the reality on the ground. President Trump appointed that judge during his first term. Today, he says he was misled.
I appointed the judge, and he goes like that. So I wasn't served well. Obviously, I don't know the judge, but if he made that kind of a decision, Portland is burning to the ground.
Now, Nick Sorter, let's bring Nick in. He's still there in Portland, Oregon. He joins me now. Nick, what was going through your mind? You speak to the Portland police for 7 to 8 minutes, and then they arrest you and put you in handcuffs.
Yeah, Kaylee, when they say they make arrests based on observed behavior, in these circumstances, I believe that observed behavior was being a conservative. Just being totally honest with you. You saw the video. There was another video that came out yesterday showing a close-up of what happened, and nobody, even my biggest detractors, cannot take that video and say I was the aggressor in the situation. Simply trying to walk down the sidewalk with my camera. I'm actually walking to my car at the time, and they jump in the way. They block me. They start surrounding me, and I keep trying to walk around them. And they continue to push me, and then eventually one of them throws a punch. So, and then 20 seconds later, I end up in a hole. And then what do I do after that? I get up and I walk over to the Portland police, not to report anybody, because honestly, I didn't expect anything to be done anyway. I just walk over there for a little bit of safety. Maybe it'll calm down a little bit for a few minutes. But instead, I sit there 7 or 8 minutes. And a sergeant walks up and points to me and says to the officers, cuff him. No reason given. The officers didn't know what they were doing. But in Portland here, Kaylee, at this point, the officers, your rank and file officers, do not do anything unless they are given a direct order to by one of their superiors. So somebody made the call to have me arrested. We just don't know who yet, and I think we're going to find out.
Were any of the agitators who assaulted you arrested?
Yeah, well, that is to be found out, because the agitators decide they're going to wear masks and such. So it's very hard to be able to positively identify who is who. So I don't know, but I do know that that entire night in the city of Portland, while I was in the jail, 3 people came through. 3. So in this entire major U.S. city, there were only 3 arrests total in the rest of the city that entire night. And it's weirdly coincidental, I guess, that I just happened to be one of them when I'm just on the street with a camera. I mean, there are people with iPhones everywhere recording everything while you're down here, and nobody has been able to produce any evidence that I was an aggressor in this situation.
What did police say to you when you're in the police car? What'd they say to you then? What'd they say as they were processing you?
Not much of anything, actually, Kaylee, because they didn't know for an entire hour what they were charging me with. I was in the back of the squad car asking the officers, and they had no idea. They had to eventually, we were getting close to the jail, and they're like, well, we still don't have charges for him. So they had to pull over and wait, and then they got a phone call from their lieutenant, who told them to get out of the car. That way they could talk on the phone without me hearing the conversation. And then they came back with a disorderly conduct charge, which I don't know about you, but the videos that you've probably seen coming out of here, disorderly conduct, setting things on fire in the middle of the street, yep, screaming in megaphones at 3 o'clock in the morning, spray painting the sides of federal buildings, assaulting officers. Is any of that disorderly conduct? Or is,
Yep.
just being a conservative, is that a threat to, their order out here? So that they call that disorderly? I don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
I wasn't aware that journalism was disorderly conduct. I guess now I am, Nick.
Right.
Do you plan on suing the city of Portland or the Portland Police Bureau?
You should.
Well, that's to be determined, but what, I'm not going to show my cards on that one just yet, but what I will say is I did get a phone call from Attorney General Pam Bondi yesterday, which was very nice of her to do. She was very engaged. I mean, just moments after me stepping out of that jail cell, promised that that she was going to order immediately a full investigation into the Portland Police Bureau. And not just for my arrest, but the fact that they didn't bother arresting the dude or the chick, or at least what we think is a chick. You really don't know out here, Kaylee, to be totally honest with you. That beat Katie Davis Court, the post-millennial reporter, with a pole the other day. A police officer was standing right next to the person and didn't bother, prosecuting or arresting or even saying anything to the individual. Just let it happen. So the DOJ, full investigation on both of those things, and I think they're going to be royally screwed when what's uncovered, not just in our cases, but in cases of people that don't have the platform or voices that we have to complain about it, if that makes sense.
No, it makes total sense. Nick Sorter, you're a brave journalist, and I hope that you keep up the journalism despite everything that you've incurred, a night in jail, and so much more. Thank you so much for your bravery.
I have a list of cities in California that I would love the federal government to step in, because now I wasn't too sure about Portland. I didn't hear so much about crime, about what was going on actually on the ground in Portland. But seeing these clips, once they've sent, these clips we've been seeing online, with not just this conservative getting arrested, but the moment I saw that old man burning that American flag, that tells me everything about some of the people, or I don't know how many people would think that it's okay to burn the American flag. Now, we've seen that in other cities, people doing that type of crap, and President Trump already said that you could face up to 1 year in jail. Seeing that tells me a little bit about the community there in Portland, wherever that specific area is at in Portland. Yes, I'm all for the National Guard stepping in, and that's going to create everybody, all the crazies, to come out of their houses to come try to fight ICE or the National Guard. And it's going to expose them all online. It's going to expose them, how they're acting, not being compliant, just from telling them to step back once they've made arrests or are in the process of investigating the people that they are looking for. I mean, they got to restore order. That's the purpose of the National Guard going around all these major cities. I'm glad we have people like Nick to go out there and really, speak his mind. I mean, he's in journalism. So, I mean, he's going out there, he's filming exactly what's going on. And then when you get people out there that are going to harass you, and even the police department that I hope gets investigated. I mean, Pam Bondi got involved, so that's something serious that they're going to be looking into. Let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comments below. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Till next time. Peace out, everybody. This one's for Charlie.